Okay, hi everybody. How are you? Welcome to everyone to the final night of the third annual Epic Baby and Toddler Expo and the first ever virtual edition. This event was made possible through the generosity of our sponsors. Let's get through that real quick. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, Best Self Behavioral Health, and Kaleida Health. And it was also made possible by all of you who have tuned in, some of you a couple of days. So if you're back again with us, thank you so much. We're so happy to see you. For those of you joining us for the first time, my name is Mary Friona Salani, and I have been your MC for the week. We've talked about all kinds of things, health and wellness, child development, even parenting in a virtual world, which we are all going through right about now. For tonight, though, our final night, we are talking shopping and play, our favorite things. And we've got some great local business owners here tonight to share about their businesses and give away some prizes. We all love prizes. So first up, we have Jim from Roly Polies. They have quite a few locations now and a ton of classes and open play for kiddos of all ages. And Jim, you know I have been bringing my kids to Roly Polies for a very long time. We love it there.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Great introduction. Yes, we've known each other for quite a while now, professionally and personally. So it's been a great experience. For those of you who don't know us, though, I'm going to do a quick introduction. My name is Jim. I own Roly Polies with my wife Danielle and our three beautiful children, Abel, Silas, and Rita. They are 11 and 9 and 7, and time is flying by. We opened our East Amherst location, which was our first location 15 years ago now, which seems just crazy to me. In that time, we had 3 children. We opened up 2 more locations, one in Orchard Park, one in North Buffalo, and we specialize in gym classes and motor skill development classes for children ages 4 months through 10 years old right now. And I just want to get back to something that Mary had said in the intro about open play. We are currently not offering open play due to COVID restrictions and things of that nature. But as soon as we can, we will. Right now, we are running our gym program and our, we're calling them school year camps that we're doing for children ages 4 through 10 for the kids who are home. Virtual school, hybrid, whatever the case may be, is a chance to actually come and socialize and do another, in-person program with other kids their own age as we do arts and crafts and things of that nature. So our program offerings a little bit different right now. We hope to get back to normal, someday. I think all of us hope that it'll be here sooner rather than later. But I'm here tonight to talk primarily about our infant class, which is our Caterpillars class, and that's for children who are not yet walking, children who are ages 4 months to just taking those first couple of steps. The goal of that program ultimately is to get children ready for walking. And that encompasses quite a big deal of different exercises and activities, whether we are working on vestibular system activities that are going to work on inner ear balance and the child righting themselves, or whether we're talking about working on core strength exercises. All right. I'm going to talk a little bit louder now. Here in the gym, you can probably see behind me, lots and lots to do. Right now, we're looking at a 2-year-old program. Miss Justine is our manager here in Orchard Park. Miss Bella is here as well. Smaller classes right now due to our COVID restrictions, as you can imagine. But we have a 30-foot long trampoline. We have swings, a trapeze, the bounce house is blowing up. Plenty of balance beams, gymnastics bars, mats and obstacles, climbing equipment, all sorts of things that we use in order to get kids up and moving and exercising and having fun, all in a non-competitive environment. Our goal is to just get kids, get them moving, teach them how to use their body, teach them the fundamentals, and it does truly start with our infants as young as 4 months old. I just wanted to give everybody a quick tour of the gym. I'm going to head back to a private room to see if I can answer any questions that anybody may have. like I said, we've been doing this quite a long time. We've been in Orchard Park for 12 years now, which also seems kind of crazy. We opened up Orchard Park, believe it or not, the same month that my wife got pregnant with our first child. So that was it was an interesting year that year. But we're going strong, having a good time as always, and just trying to get through these times and connect with families and show them what we're all about, even though the world with COVID and everything is a little bit different and changing things. But we'll be okay, and we'll get through it.
Anybody have any questions for Jim? I have a quick question.
Yes.
So Jim, you know it's really hard for parents right now, the lack of socialization, and that can be really difficult for parents, but also for kids. So what are you seeing when parents bring their children in there? Are the kids just so happy to be around other kids? How important is that? And why is it so important right now? Probably more than maybe ever.
I am so glad you asked that, because it's been an eye-opener, certainly, and it truly is a big reason why we started offering the school year camps for the children who haven't seen their friends. They haven't been, in school, or they're limited when they do go to school in terms of the interaction they're allowed to have. So our school year camp is designed to give them a little bit of arts and crafts and things of that nature, but mainly it's just to get that social interaction. We feel it as adults, how different it is. I mean, I tell people it's so hard right now to not shake hands or, hug your friends or whatever the case may be. For children, everything you see from them in terms of growing up and the parallel play to playing right along with each other is so important to development. It's why our classes are structured the way they are. The Caterpillars class in particular, we've seen so many friendships come out of that program, both children and parents. And I truly think it does start with, just finding the environment where parents have kids about the same age and the kids bond with each other, seeing each other week after week. And I mean, the socialization has always been a big component of our program, but now absolutely more than ever, just to be with other people that, quite honestly aren't family members. We took it for granted in the past, but now, we're seeing it in the kids that, they're appreciating it more, they're cherishing it more, they're understanding it more, if that makes sense. I mean, and that's just anecdotally from me being an observer, teaching the classes in the camp since we've been back. But in the past, where they may have looked to us or, the other instructors for guidance through an activity, now they're looking at each other to try to figure things out. And it's been an eye-opener for a couple of different reasons, but certainly socially.
We have another question too by text, but that was a great question. That's really important stuff. So thank you for that. Somebody wants to know about some of your cleaning and disinfecting routines. And I know firsthand that you guys take that very seriously. I know that.
Yes. So we've had a reputation for 15 years now of being clean, and we've been cleaning like crazy. And that's, I think, something that helps set us apart. When the cleaning guidelines were coming out, we were thrilled to see, quite honestly, that it was what we were doing already routinely, but we just have to do it more often now. So now we do have to clean and disinfect between each class rather than the times a day we used to do it, beginning, middle, and end. So during each class now, our doors are locked once families leave, so that we can disinfect between each class and give the disinfectants proper time to do their job before the next group of kids come in for their class or program. Families are asked to come right in, use the cubbies real quick and then come right out to the gym. Mary, we used to gather in the corral and sing our Friends song to welcome everybody, but now that takes place in the gym. So it's structurally a little bit different to help everybody keep their distance from each other. We've got markers all over the facility to designate 6 feet. All of our stars and Velcro and everything in the gym is just dotted to make sure that we can all have a visual about where to stand and sit for our songs and group activities. And it's been working I mean, really well. Like I said, we've always been fastidious cleaners, but now it's, now we just have to do it more often, and we are, and it's been an easy transition for us, quite honestly.
Great. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Also, can you talk a little bit about when you hear kids gym, you think, it's just playing, but I mean, your staff there is, they're teachers, they're trained. It's not just about going in there and, rolling around.
Absolutely. So yes, it is a children's gym, and the cornerstone of our curriculum is learning through play. So it's a lot of fun. However, our curriculum is it's pretty intense and involved. It's a year-round curriculum. Each 10-week session, we work on different fundamentals with the children. But our staff, I mean, they're the best. Certified teachers, phys ed, health, music education. Our manager in East Amherst toured with Sesame Street Live for a while. I mean, we're all about kids and bringing in different talents and things of that nature. But we do take what we do very seriously. This, like I said, it's a lot of fun, but there is a structured program underneath it all, and there's a reason for everything that we do, even though sometimes it might not be apparent. You might not exactly see it's what we're working on, but it does take a couple of classes, and you see the routine come out for the kids, and you see them trying new things, and the parents are learning how to spot their children, so when they go to the playground, they feel better and safer about how they're helping their kids explore environments outside of here. So there's a lot going on. Primarily too, though, to get back to something you had hit on, everything here is age specific. So we don't lump a lot of different aged or different skills or even developmental children with each other. Our infant class is very narrow, 4 months to walking. Then we have a 1-year-old class, a 2-year-old class, a 3-year-old class, so that we can work on skills and exercises that benefit that age specifically. So we're not, trying to teach a 1-year-old, 3-year-old skills and vice versa.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Roly Polies is a great local business, and supporting local is really more important now than it probably ever has been. And we know it was a tough time for you guys during COVID, so we're glad to see you made it to the other side. And hopefully everybody will stop by and sign up for a class.
Yeah, but we always do a free trial class. So if anybody's interested in coming and seeing what we're all about for free, give us a call. We can set that up, and we'll go from there. Also, last thing I want to point out, most health insurances do pay for the gym classes here. So call your health insurance, because you may have money available to you, and it usually expires at the end of the year. So now might be a good time to use that if you haven't already. But certainly call your health insurance and see if you've got money that you can use towards the classes, and get your guys going.
That's a great point. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And you guys stay tuned, because at the end of this hour, we'll be giving away a gift certificate to Roly Polies as well as an activity bag. So wonderful news there. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss that.
One, two, three. All my friends are here with me.
Hi everyone, it's Mr. Jim and Miss Megan and Benjamin here with us again to work on one of my all-time favorite exercises with our infants. This one does take some practice, so watch the video several times if you're comfortable giving it a try. But what we're working on with our baby is core strength and vestibular system stimulation. This exercise is going to demonstrate exactly what's going on inside an infant's head. Right now, your baby is most comfortable looking at the world just like this. As we get into different orientations, side to side, perhaps even upside down a little bit, your baby may be a little uncomfortable. And what they're going to do automatically is try to right themselves so they're looking at the world how they are most comfortable. While that's going on inside their brain, we are going to be working their core muscles to work on sitting up, rolling over. That will lead to crawling and ultimately to standing and balancing. It's all about the core. And I'm going to show you how it works. I have with me a green exercise ball, but any ball you have at home that your child can sit on, feel free to give it a try. You want to take your child, sit them right on top. We are then going to use our hands to spot right below the hips. So we're actually below the diaper line, and, whoa, very good. Below the diaper line on their legs. And all we need to do is very slowly take them forward and backwards. Here we go. Ready? And side. Ooh, very good. To side. You don't need to go too far and don't go too fast, but you will see and feel your child constantly adjusting and correcting themselves to stay sitting up straight, engaging all those muscles as we go. There it is. When you are performing the exercise, you will actually feel your child tense up when you hit the point where they engage their muscles. Whoa, very good. As they get stronger, you can go a little bit further. There's another exercise we can try. As your child gets stronger doing this exercise sitting on top, you can actually move your hands further from their hips. When you move your hands further from their hips to spot them, it will make the exercise even harder for their stomachs. You're getting a bigger workout right on their belly. You want to be careful, however, to not hold them at their hips and at your hands around their back, because now you're doing the exercise for them. You'll almost immediately feel your child stop engaging their muscles. Oh, you got it, I love that. Engaging their muscles, and you're doing the work for them, and it kind of defeats the point of the exercise. However, if your child isn't quite strong enough to sit on top of the ball yet, you can modify it by putting a little bit more on the face of the ball. This will allow the baby to have some support for their back, but still engaging those muscles. Watch as I go forward, and Benjamin tries to sit straight up, engaging those muscles. Then we can take him right back up. And he's gonna sit up the whole way. I know, it's a workout. A couple of minutes a day is all you're gonna need to start seeing some great results. Once they're more confident doing these types of exercises, we can spend more time on the floor working different core muscles. For reference, Benjamin here is about 5.5 months. Your child might be a little younger and may need to start the exercise by learning at the face of the ball. Your child may also be a little bit older, perhaps 8 months, and you can sit on the ball and go back and forth a little bit easier. Are you right, buddy? You like that one? It's a very good exercise. Give it a shot, take your time, and have fun.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Megan from Roly Polies, and I have Ben with me today. We are going to do our 5 Little Ducks song on our exercise ball. When you're doing 5 little ducks, just like in the exercises we talked about before, we're holding on to those babies right at that diaper line. We're going to bounce them up and down, and then they're going to make a great big circle, engaging those tummy muscles while we're on the ball. Are you ready? Here we go. 5 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When the mama duck says quack, 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 4 little ducks came running back. Hey, are we ready? 4 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When the mama duck says quack, 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 3 little ducks came running back. 3 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When the mama duck says quack, 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 two little ducks came running back. Two little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When the mama duck says quack, 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 one little duck came running back. One little duck went out to play over the hills and far away. When the mama duck says quack, 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 all five ducks came running back. Yay! Good job! Bye-bye, friends. Bye-bye, everyone. We hope you had fun.
All right, we're going to move along now. And next up, we have Molly from Sweet Charlotte's Clarence Preschool. She's going to take us on a video tour and then, answer some questions. But Molly, again, same thing. It's a great time to get these kids really interested in different things, physically, emotionally, mentally, all getting them prepared, lifelong journey.
It's a journey. Most certainly it is a journey. And thank you for letting me be a part of this journey tonight, because I have to tell you that what I found over this pause as I relate to COVID is that really as a community, the more that we can support each other, the better. I've got a lot of collaborations with a lot of other local businesses that you can look forward to seeing some upcoming events that will help to support one another in our efforts. It really is a journey, but it's one that's given great perspective and reignited my passion to do my part at Sweet Charlotte's and a Sweet Start Preschool to make sure that we can support our families where they truly need it. So for those of you who do not know me, I'm Molly Pittman, using a friend's computer in a quiet home tonight. But I opened up Sweet Charlotte's 8 years ago, and it was out of what I saw as my own need. I have two children, Donovan and Charlotte, and Donovan has autism. And Charlotte was just an incredible little sister who really encouraged that interaction. And that is why our business is called Sweet Charlotte's. We wanted to establish a space where all children and all families, regardless of abilities, could come and be themselves and be free and comfortable in a space that we hope we've created to be safe. And I believe over the years, those efforts have been achieved as we've been so blessed to be received by a community that wants for us to do more. And we're looking to do more once we get over this current situation. So in the years past, we've done open play and a drop-off service or a babysitting service, support groups, summer camps, a tremendous amount of birthday parties. But in the last 5 years, we've also been running an integrated preschool program with the wonderful instruction of teachers who are duly certified in special and early education. And that's really where our focus is right now, is just opening with that preschool intact. We've taken our 3,600 square foot space and divided it into 3 large classrooms with very small class sizes. So still ensuring that our children are getting their needs met, but doing it in a different format. We've unfortunately had to wait to bring back that open play so that we can control who's coming in, making sure that it's a safe environment. Like Jim said, the cleaning is something else, making sure that we're following all of those guidelines and regulations, but all well worth it. And we can say that we're doing our part in trying to keep everyone safe and healthy and socialized. Children are wearing masks. We do have a few exceptions in that we have some kiddos that are younger than 2, some kiddos that have medical waivers. We offer regular mask breaks throughout the day. And the kids are adapting really wonderfully well. So we're celebrating this as a great first step to get back into things. So I know that Liz has a video ready for you, and I'd love to share.
Hi, and welcome to Sweet Charlotte's and a Sweet Start Preschool. This year looks very different for us, but we're excited nevertheless. Thrilled to be reopening. We are reopening as a preschool. We've converted this 3,600 square feet space into 3 separate classrooms. Our integrated preschool program is available to 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, and 4-year-olds. We have small class sizes, making sure that all the children's needs are met. We welcome in service providers from the community to provide supports to the kiddos that need that additional help. And we're really here to meet our children wherever they are in their little academic journey and make sure that this is a successful opportunity for them as they play, as they socialize with their little friends. And we have a lot of sensory fun activities to make it an experience that will really give them that first sweet start to their little academic journey. We are standing here in the middle of our 3-year-old classroom. This is a lot of opportunity for them to play, a lot of back to basic toys. We talk about colors, we talk about shapes, animals. Some of the first things that kids talk about when they're little are animal sounds and noises. So that's a fun opportunity to learn. Counting. The kitchen is wonderful for all of our friends as they do role play, turn taking. They make meals for each other. They make meals for us in the morning and really get excited to share what their little creations look like. We have a circle time and we talk about the weather, the colors, the shapes, lots of fun songs and activities to correspond with all those learning opportunities. Our children have the opportunity to be a star of the day and to help Miss Shannon, who is our 3-year-old teacher, with the weather bear being one of their favorites, the weather wheel, lots of songs, lots of dance parties to get our kids moving and grooving. It's important for all of us to get that exercise, get the wiggles out. We have an outdoor playground space this year, which gets them out there for fresh air, which is a beautiful opportunity for them to have a mask break. Our children do wear masks. That is part of the guideline that we are adhering to, but we do offer very regular mask breaks so that the kids can show off their beautiful smiles and we can make sure that everybody's happy throughout the day. And they are. The kids have done a great job of really adjusting to our new routine beautifully. And so far we are off to a wonderful, successful year. We've worked hard to follow all the necessary guidelines. Toys are individualized so that they all have their own little sensory kits and toy kits. It makes it a lot easier for them to know what belongs to them, a little bit of a lesson in responsibility and ownership. We've got some gross motor fun with the trampoline here, which also allows for some counting. Kids will count for each other as they jump 5 times. They'll call off the colors. And we're going to take a look at the 2-year-old space. We have 8 2-year-olds in our class. And the eight kids here have really done a great job of forming their first little friendships already. It's really just an opportunity for them to come into a space that's different than what they're used to. Most often it's their first experience away from home, mom and dad and caretakers, and we really want to make it a comfortable experience for them. So a lot of it is play, which they're very good at. And again, play is important in every little one's academic life. Role play, crafts, little kitchen area. We're all about tapping into our children's imagination. We do a lot of pre-academic skills here that are very basic. So just singing songs about wheels on the bus, the color of the day, the shape of the day. We encourage our friends to learn each other's names. the very foundation of socialization and building friendships and relationships. And they're off to a great start. We're really proud of all of these children. Love having them here. We have a quiet room that we refer to as our tree house. And that's because of the beautiful tree painting that I was gifted upon opening 8 years ago. And this is a great room for kids that just need some quiet time, bring back a book or a puzzle. And it's also an opportunity for some of the kids that need that alone time with their service providers to get that one-on-one time that they need for their lessons. And if you'd like, we can take a look and peek in on one of our 4-year-old classes. And they will more than likely be busy at work, as Miss Christie does a great job instructing them. She's been with us for the beginning of our preschool program here. Here, use this hand to hold your plate in place. And then, all right, you can keep pulling on your pieces. Oh, right here, remember? So here we have individualized centers and our kids that are working hard at their pre-kindergarten skills, doing a great job. Hi, Dominic. You can say hi to the camera. Say what? Tell them what you're making.
We're making cow.
Making an apple.
So we're cutting and gluing and creating.
So with glue sticks, you can't put it up. But you can put it up there. Yes, but you only want a little bit because everybody gets
And this is also the additional 4-year-old space. So they have their opportunity to play. You can tell our kitchen is a theme here for us, are all about me pages. Kids love talking about themselves and their families. We work on independence skills. Kids know when they come in that they're responsible for taking off their coats and their backpacks. All those little life skills that are built into our lessons here at Sweet Start Preschool. The question of the day. And of course, the playground fun. One of the perks of being a 4-year-old here. You can hear they're hard at work learning in there. We have a circle room as well. And our 4-year-olds work hard on a lot of different concepts. So we do expect that we are going to see little kindergarten ready kiddos coming out of here this year. They all work very hard. A lot of these kids have been with us since they've been 2, and watching the progress that they've made has just been amazing. We just really consider them family and stay in touch with them after they've left us and moved on to kindergarten, and it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for letting us give you this tour today, and we'd love to answer any questions that you may have about a Sweet Start Preschool, where we're learning through laughter, love, and fun.
About me or a self-portrait. We actually do that every month to see if the kids have a different idea as they get comfortable in the program and they kind of evolve, or people get added to their family or friends get added to the picture. So that's really cool. That's in our arts and craft room. Let's see what else we've got in here. Just basically the curriculum highlights. We do pick a theme of the month and work with that. So this month is about orange and being in October, fall fun, making friends. It's really a lot about turn taking, and they do a lot of different games that are musical, get them to use their voices, get them to say each other's names. Really, again, that social piece. Trying to build their early relationships and their first friendships. At early intervention, that social skill group, Some of you may have met Meg Bellamo on Tuesday. I know she was offering some supports and some websites that may be helpful. She is going to be starting that again, hopefully soon, but that's for some of the children in our area that are in their very first step of their journey, getting early intervention supports, kiddos who may have just been recently identified with having some need for supports. We've got everything from Puppet House to Lego, puzzles, train table, an imaginary kitchen. Dress up is huge. We've got kiddos that actually come in and they put on their costumes, and that's how they learn. You know, lots of role play. An indoor playground. Actually, this year we added an outdoor playground, so our kids are getting that time outside, which is a great opportunity for their mask break as well, breathing in that fresh air. We try to have something for everyone just so that we can meet all of these cute little kiddos wherever they are in their little academic life. We believe strongly in having open communication with our parents. We probably give them more feedback than they might want. We are working with Class Dojo, so we send pictures and videos every day of what the kiddos are doing, little craft projects. We have their own little private Facebook group that they exchange little messages. The kids can get online and talk to one another. We want to do for our parents what we have either been blessed with in having teachers and other people support us, or what we wish we would have been blessed with. So it's nice to pay attention to, you know, how we felt in our early stages with our children and make sure that we're offering the same supports that we have received. And that's really what we're all about at Sweet Charlotte's, is giving back in a way that we were given.
Yep, Molly, I brought my girls there in the past, and they loved it. It's so, it's a lot of the stuff, it's funny because a lot of the stuff that you have in there, we have in our house, but it was way more fun to play there. You know what I mean? It's like when you go someplace else, and it was just so quiet and peaceful, even though there were other children there. It was really great. Are you still doing the birthday parties now during COVID, or if not, are you planning on bringing them back? I know you're famous for your birthday parties, basically.
Yeah. You know what, Mary, I have to tell you, I'm looking at these pictures and I'm actually, it's sad because we are known for our birthday parties, because with, you know, having that space at 3,600 square feet all to yourself, I mean, our parties were wherever they wanted to, whatever you wanted for them to be. So the answer is no, not right now. And I'm doing that out of responsibility to my own family to make sure that we are staying safe. And again, to our preschool families, really just kind of promised that we were going to take this first step and get the preschool off the ground, and hoping that, you know, after the first of the year, when we can get through what you know, so many people are afraid of, that we'll be able to do that again, because I miss it. I miss celebrating those big milestones, and I miss doing it over the top, and I'm hoping to say yes very soon. Love Without Words. Love Without Words was kind of an oops. I never expected that I would author this book. I was talking to another author who came into the space for a book reading about anti-bullying. And I said, hey, I have this idea. I've got these pictures of my children, and I want to make sure that they'll remember, even when they're teenagers, that they had this very special bond. Would you help me put it into a book? And all of a sudden, he became my publisher. So Love Without Words is a reminder that we show each other that we love each other in our daily interactions. Donovan was not able to say I love you until he was almost 6 years old. And that was tough for Charlotte as being the younger sibling. So I had used our family dog as an example of, well, you know, Makio loves you. He greets you at the door with a toy, and he cuddles you and licks your face. And a little light bulb went off, and it really made sense to her. And it became important to me to share that with others, because all of the book, all the pictures in the book are actually images photographs that the illustrator then drew for us, and I'm going to find the one of the dog. So for my kids, it became very personal. They actually helped choose all of the images in the book. But they're just everyday moments. So going down a slide with their cousins. Here's the picture of Donovan and our dog McKeel in the tent. Grandma, who's a very special person in our life. So in sharing these very simple moments and these simple illustrations, it's really the hope, I don't know if the light can show that one, it's really the hope that other people can identify these moments in their life and use them as an example of how all of us show love without words. I've gone into many schools and read this book actually, and it's been a true blessing because I bring along a little kit for the kids that they can draw and create their own book. So I have little collections that kids have made for me, Post-it notes. I know my mom loves me because she made me macaroni and cheese today. And I know Dad loves me because he read a book to me tonight at bedtime. So it's just a nice way to talk about something that we know we do, but very often we need to remember that we show we do.
Thank you. And Molly, where can we get the book?
You can get it on my website, sweetcharlottes.org, or on Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Excellent. Excellent. I can't wait to get a copy. Thank you so much. We really appreciate everything that you do for the community.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here. You guys, at the end of this hour, we'll be giving away a free session at Sweet Charlotte's, as well as a copy of the book you just heard all about, Love Without Words. All right, so now moving on to a little something for not just kids, but parents too. Megan is here from Yoga Parkside, a yoga studio in North Buffalo, where they offer an incredibly diverse amount of classes. And Megan, can you share with us the different things Yoga Parkside offers right now?
Absolutely. So first of all, I just want to say, as a segue from the wonderful talk that we just heard, that parental and caregiver burnout right now, it's always been a thing. It's really a thing right now, right? More than ever. I'm in the boat too, along with everyone. And I was just thinking about that New York Times, for anybody who gets it, sends the parenting digest, and there's all these great statistics and resources and articles in there. And one of them was talking about, for those of us who are balancing working at home and caring for children who normally wouldn't be at home, that the average amount of time between interruptions is 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which I think is generous. I think it might be less than that. So I have a yoga studio in North Buffalo. It's inside of Parkside Lutheran Church. And we have 3 studios inside the building, and we have been open for 7 years now. And the studio actually opened when I had a 2-month-old baby. So I never expected to open a business with a newborn, but things happen. And so one of the very first classes, when we only had 5 classes a week, we had 2 prenatal yoga classes a week, a Kundalini yoga class, a Vinyasa class, and Baby and Me yoga. So it's really interesting because all of those classes are still happening 7 years later, and they laid the groundwork for what would become our studio. And one of the things we realized is that there was a real lack of a family yoga studio. There were plenty of yoga studios, but there weren't places you could necessarily go and experience yoga for everyone. And because of happenstance, I never expected to open this place. Then we had 3 different studios within the building. We would have classes for, in our heyday, pre-COVID, while you could have parents or a caregiver take a class in one studio, an older child take a class in another studio, and the other caregiver or parent and a toddler take a class downstairs at the same time. So the whole family could go and get their needs met for some time for bonding, relaxation, mindfulness. And I have experienced directly, and have obviously researched a lot, that you're never too young to start working on mindfulness. You're also never too old. I've had students who have started yoga at 75 years old. So it's a longevity practice, and we can start yoga literally in the womb. I've joked that because my kids were with me the entire time I was pregnant, they came out basically saying Om before they said mama. But actually did have an experience wherein my younger son was only 9 months old, that I was having a stressed out moment in the front seat of the car. He was still rear facing, and from the back seat I heard, and I thought, oh my goodness, this kid is paying attention, because he was watching me teach yoga all week, every day. He was in the room with me, and he did what's called an Ujjayi breath. And if we all do that right now, I like to tell little kids that that's Darth Vader breath. Because you sound like Darth Vader, but it's like cleaning steam off a mirror. So we just unexpectedly developed in a whole curriculum for kids yoga, prenatal, postpartum, and it really grew along with my own family. And from there, it expanded. And we would host, as Liz knows, 2 Kidding Around yoga teacher trainings per year. And we are really focused on inclusion. And we were one of the first studios in town to host an LGBTQIA yoga class, Rainbow Flow. And we really worked hard to, several years ago, we changed our marketing materials to work on being more inclusive to all types of families and all types of people from all walks of life. And that is really important work, and we're always working on that. It's never ending. And along those lines is making sure that yoga is financially accessible, because it isn't always. Yoga classically has been a luxury item. And especially right now with stress at an all-time high, in my opinion, we started a foundation several years ago, the Yoga Parkside Foundation, with the intention of making yoga more financially accessible and available to all. So we do offer a variety of scholarships, and people can also make donations to that scholarship fund to make it more possible for people who otherwise would not have access to yoga to be able to practice. So during COVID, we lowered the cost of some of our classes to literally as low as $1 or even $0, and then have our foundation underwrite the cost of that. Our kids yoga did take a little bit of a detour. We have classes just like, Liz is bringing up the website. So we have classes for 8 weeks and up. So we have had super separated out granular classes in the past. Now they're a little bit more lumped together because of the virtual experience. So Baby and Little Bean and Me is the first one that's coming up, and that's 8 weeks through just walking. And these classes are now all virtual for safety's sake, because our studios are not very big. They were very sweet and intimate and cozy, but there's just not enough space. And also with the under 5 set, it's pretty hard to keep them away from each other. And then we have Yoga Adventures, which is for 5 to 10-year-olds. All our kids' classes are currently on Saturdays. Yoga for the Young Child is for ages 1 to 4. So the next session for all of them, as you can see, is coming up November 7th to December 12th, skipping Thanksgiving weekend. You can sign up for 4 weeks or 5 weeks. Scholarships are available. And we have family yoga that we're going to be bringing back. We're continuing to have a really dynamic relationship with how to do all this virtually, because a lot of kids obviously are experiencing school remotely, and then they're screened out. So we were finding during COVID that our classes for 4 and under were going a bit better, because those were the kids who were home and potentially stir crazy and not doing remote learning. But the kids who were over 4 were screened out and weren't necessarily excited about another class on the computer. So I've been brainstorming, and I actually just had a great meeting with Theater of Youth yesterday, and we're going to be collaborating with them. And also some community partners. We're coming up with some ideas for actually some auditory adventures, so that kids can listen to something and not just have visual, but have a break maybe from the screen. So we have a lot of collaborations with community partners. For grown-ups, we work with the Martin House. I have a retreat this coming Sunday that has a few spots left at Grey Cliff from 12 to 4. And even the way we set up some of our programs, like I led an all-day retreat that was 8 hours in Derby, New York, did 2 different versions of this, one in August and one in September. It was outside all day long. And both times we had nursing mothers with us who took pump breaks and were able to get away because it was only 8 hours. And normally if it was an overnight retreat, you wouldn't be able to do something like that. And people have been begging me to do local retreats for years because I run away to Costa Rica every year and do one, which we're still planning on doing, provided COVID cooperates. But I am going to be doing a local retreat not far from Great Cliff in Derby. So Great Cliff, the Martin House, Buffalo Parks, Olmsted, the zoo. We are really working with a lot of different community partners in the past and continuing to find collaborations moving forward. Also, Epic with Liz's wonderful help. So we do some birthday parties still, but they're not these gorgeous ones that we just saw in the wonderful slideshow. They from Sweet Charlotte's. Instead, they would be in a backyard or at a family home with masks on, but they are something that we are willing to do because everyone is reimagining life right now, and we are right there with you. So we are happy to do birthday parties and special events. And like Jim was mentioning, we also accept Independent Health and Blue Cross and Blue Shield cards. If you're looking to use that up before the end of the year, we accept that for our classes. And one of our yoga teachers for kids yoga, Caitlin Widener, is a speech language pathologist. And she and I have been brainstorming about how to bring back a class that she was offering for high needs kids in person, virtually. Because high needs kids, I'm also the mom of a high needs child, and they are having a particularly acute time during all of this because regulation and schedule and structure are obviously like blown away in the wind in these times of COVID. So we are very open to ideas and collaborations. We have the classes that are coming up in November and December, but we'll have a lot more coming up throughout the year. We're talking about outdoor excursions for people of all ages. I've been talking in a couple different circles about Frutidsfliv, which is I think how you pronounce it. My Norwegian ancestors would be rolling in their graves, but it's this idea of embracing a positive attitude for the cold weather. So in the spirit of Waldorf education and other disciplines that really focus on being outside all year long, we're really working on continuing to just get really creative about how we can continue to foster an opportunity for children to be together, to be in their bodies, to breathe deeply. And yoga is all about finding harmony within ourselves and in relation to the world around us. And so I think that one of the gifts of this really challenging time is we've all spent more time outside than maybe we have in a while. And I think that there's a little bit of a contraction as the colder months are coming. So we're brainstorming about how to keep helping spend time outside, snow yoga. Watch out, it's coming. So, so we will continue to have virtual classes. We are giving away a gift certificate, which Liz will talk about. We have prenatal yoga, postpartum yoga. Mindful Mamas is our postpartum support group. We have some active Facebook groups online. We have community classes. Our community classes are sliding scale. So we have unlimited memberships, which help sustain our studio and have helped to keep it going for people who have the means to do so, all the way down to donation-based offerings. So I think that I just hit on everything, but if you have any questions at all, I am happy to take them. And I just want to say it's really an honor, both on Monday and also today. I think, again, another one of these gifts of this time is that we are potentially forced to connect in a way, in creative ways that we don't otherwise. And I feel like I'm learning more about different organizations and support services that I wouldn't have known about because I would have been tunnel visioned about my own business and what I was doing in the day-to-day in my family. So it's really exciting to even just be here and to learn more about other businesses and how we can support them and the really great mission of Epic in terms of resourcing us all so that as parents, and that's maybe the final thing I'll say is, we have to take care of ourselves so we can show up for the kids we're responsible for. We have to. Like it's non-negotiable. I feel like pre-COVID it was still non-negotiable, but now it's really non-negotiable. So yoga is something that I feel sometimes feels scary and like, oh, I'm not flexible, or I just want to really say that we have the reputation. You can look up our reviews on Google and Facebook. We are literally the friendliest yoga studio in town, and very disarming. If you have never done yoga before, you will not be made fun of. There's all kinds of support for beginning students. And let's see, I just got a question. Because, oh yes, I will absolutely do that. And I'll actually mention Mary. So somebody just said in the chat, can you reassure the moms that don't want to bring their kids to yoga because they're worried they won't behave? So yes, I will reassure you. It's really funny because I field this question all the time. Oh my gosh, I can't bring my kid to yoga. They're not going to be still. And I said, we don't expect them to be at all. As Liz knows, because she's also one of the teachers at our studio, we are working really dynamically. I just actually yesterday, I have the gift of once a semester, I work with the early childhood educators at ECC, and I work with Liza Franz, who's one of our teachers, with teaching educators for early childhood education for how to incorporate yoga and mindfulness into their classrooms with infants, toddlers, and young children. And they'll ask the same thing. And it's really, first of all, how well do you sit still and concentrate? Probably not so easily, right? So we have these expectations of our children that don't even match what we're able to do. So our classes are built, they're high. I have actually have been an educator for young children for many, many years. I've been a music together teacher for 13 years. I've taught preschooler age music classes, movement classes, and then developed a whole baby and me curriculum just out of necessity because I had children, I had a baby, I needed to bring them to yoga, and here we go. So then I went through trainings for that. And so it's very dynamic, it's changing. Just like Jim was talking about, so much of this is to help support a child's natural development, help to facilitate that bond between a caregiver and a child. And children learn by modeling, right? And so as long as the parent is continuing to do the activity, the child is going to keep looking to you. So even if they're running laps around the room and they seem like they're not paying attention, they might just be a kinesthetic learner. Some of the kids are going to sit and they're not going to do a single thing that I do because they're going to go home and do it because they're a visual learner. So they're studying. Other kids. So I think that's important as well, is it helps us, especially yoga, to let go of our own judgment. It's a relaxed environment of like, okay, whatever's going on, I can just relax and trust and let go of goals the same way we do in any adult yoga class, and just experience my child and move into more of a sensate focus and experience my child in a way that's not results oriented and is just supporting them and finding mindfulness. And yes, we do online classes. There is one studio in town, Love in Motion, that is doing an in-person prenatal yoga class with very limited spots, but you do have to have a mask. So for that reason, because it is difficult, especially while pregnant, to do yoga with a mask on, all of our prenatal yoga classes are online. So we have a full schedule of online classes, and we have a few that are in person, just select, that have been outdoors. And we're just experimenting with doing a few classes indoors based on comfort levels, the numbers staying at a certain level here in Western New York. And if that changes, we'll go back to 100% virtual.
Excellent. And I tell you, I remember when I brought Ella there for the Mommy and Me, she did not, this was a long time ago, like 4 years ago, but she did not cooperate very much, but we still had a great time. So, and there really was no judging. I mean, all the parents are in there, all the moms, everybody's in the same boat. So that's really nothing to worry about. But
we're just, we call that class Yoga Beginnings, because you're just introducing them to these concepts of mindfulness. And it's often the introduction for the parents too, you know? So.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Megan. That was such great advice, especially the part where we really have to take care of ourselves in order to be better parents. That's so true. Sometimes we forget that. So thanks for the reminder. Great words of wisdom there, girl. There are so many classes there too, as you heard, you know, talked about there. It's hard to pick just one, but shortly we will be giving away both a prenatal and a kids class at Yoga Parkside, so stay tuned. Also, a quick note, the video that we couldn't play from Sweet Charlotte, everybody will get that emailed, so check your inbox for that, because you're definitely going to want to watch that. And also the Sweet Charlotte gift prize is actually a book and a craft kit, so not a class, I'm sorry about that. So a book and a craft kit. So that'll be fun. All right, now we are moving on to car seats, something that's clearly so important for both parents and kids. How to properly install one, what's the right size for your child, when to turn them from rear to front facing, all kinds of details, right? We never know if we're doing it right. So we have Epic has a car seat program, and program coordinator Lori Ferris is here to tell us all about it. And Lori, if there's one most important thing for a parent of a baby, this is probably it.
Absolutely. So I am the facilitator coordinator with Epic, and I'm fortunate enough to be managing our car seat safety program. So car seat laws and rules and makeup have changed a lot. I'm the grandparent of a 2-year-old. So even I am learning with car seats, and I'm fortunate enough to work with a couple dynamic car seat safety instructors. They are certified in that knowledge, and I get to meet and chit chat with the parents while the safety instructors are first instruct the class, and then can meet with parents and do safety check on existing car seats. Or we even have the opportunity to provide parents with a car seat if there is that need. So Liz is showing one of our flyers right now. People may or may not have seen that. We do have one more car seat safety program coming up. Our virtual class is next Monday. And then we do have a safety seat check with the potential for distribution of a car seat the following week on Tuesday, October 27th. So Epic is fortunate enough that we are able to give away a lot of car seats over the course, and generally it's a summer activity, so we are winding it down. And I think that next week will be our last car seat safety, at least for a couple months, because it's a little bit cold to be installing seats outside. But due to some wonderful funding, State Farm is actually one of our sponsors of Baby Expo this week, but we're fortunate enough that they also are a very large sponsor for our car seat program, along with Governor Traffic Safety and General Motors and Josephine Goodyear Foundation. So with the generous donations from those organizations, we provide the car seat program. So the virtual class, now this year with COVID, just like everybody else, has made a lot of adjustments. Normally we would instruct a class in person, and then each parent, if needed, would receive their car seat and learn how to adjust it and install it in their car. So the adjustments we've made for COVID is that we are doing our class virtually. Absolutely anybody can register and take the class. It's held on Zoom. And once people have completed that, then based on availability of appointments, I schedule our appointments for half-hour sessions with the safety instructor. And so if you have car seats, they will check that. Be sure that it's being installed in your car correctly, that it's being fit to your child correctly and safely, and show you, how, if it's not, then show you how to correctly install it, or provide you with a car seat. Like, if sometimes car seats are expired, people don't always know that, and they think, oh, it's a great savings. I got this, car seat from my cousin. And it is a big savings, but the models change and they do expire. So we are able to replace that. Oftentimes, so what the safety instructors have told me this year, once parents have taken our class, our virtual class, and then they come to their appointment for the safety check, and they're finding that more seats are installed properly, because parents have gone, they participate in the class, and then they go out and check their car seat, and they might fix the things that they didn't know were installed. And what I've learned from hanging out with these guys and watching them is that every car is different. Every car seat is a little bit different, where the belt path is through, or where the seat belt anchor is, and knowing how to install it in a car or in a different car, or how to change that, it sometimes can be challenging just reading the manual. So I have a question in the chat. Someone asked if there is income eligibility for car seat, and there is not. Everyone is eligible. The goal of the program is that children are safe, and we want everyone's children to be safely secured in a car. I know hospitals require that you have a car seat in order to leave the hospital, but even people that don't own a vehicle need to have a car seat, because whether they're transporting on the bus or taking Uber or a taxi cab, your child still needs to be strapped into a car seat to be in a vehicle. And so we want to be sure that people have proper safe equipment, and also that we provide parents with the knowledge that they are using it correctly and that their children are safe. So you do not have to have a car seat to exchange one. I know Target has a great program that if you have a car seat, if you turn in an expired or a used car seat, then you can get, I think it's a 20% discount or 20% off coupon on buying the next car seat. And that's a great program for upgrading. A child could go through 3 car seats depending on the kind of seat that they have, and then how long they're sitting in it. And you know, like the difference of how long does a child need to sit reversed. If they start out in an infant bucket, and then that it's New York State law, and I've learned all this from our car seat safety class, is that in New York State, the law is they have to sit reversed in facing back until they are 2. But the safety technicians really stress that as long as the children meet the height and weight requirement to be rear facing, they are safer if they are rear facing. So the longer you can prolong that, like, you know, as parents we're like, oh, I want to turn them around. I want them to face forward so they can see where we're going. They can't see where we're going anyways, because they really can't usually see out the window. So keep them safe. And until they exceed the height and weight requirement, and then turn their car seat around. But you could go through 3 car seat upgrades for a child, to go from an infant bucket through a booster seat. And every one of them has different height and weight requirements. And that's all the information, along with some really good safety statistics that the technicians go through in the class. And in person, when they, you know, go through your car seat with you, they will show you how to strap your child in, how to install it in your car. Some people are fortunate and have 1 car seat and it stays in the car and it never gets moved. Some people have to move a car seat, you know, it goes in grandma's car, it goes in dad's car, and back and forth. And it's, you know, being sure that it is correct each time it's installed. And so that's what they say. What's the best car seat? They will tell you the best car seat is the car seat that you know how to use correctly, and that you will use it correctly 100% of the time. So if you're going to take a shortcut, or it seems too difficult for you to strap it in, then that's not the best car seat. So it's not always about the cost of it. So I've got a question for car seat distribution. Oh, do you have to have a car to come in? You do not have to have a car. They would go over installing a seat. They would use, you know, their car, or show you how it would be installed into a car. But so if you do not have a vehicle, but you have a car seat. So that's the message to everybody. And it is all about keeping your children safe, and you knowing how to do that. So if you are interested in car seat safety, anybody can participate in the class next Monday. You can call me at EPIC at 332-4127, or you can email me at Ferris, FERRISL for Lori, at epicforchildren.org, and I will get you registered. So the class is filling up. If it's something you think you're interested in, reach out to me as soon as possible. And if not now, if you're set with a car seat, you've got an infant, you're set with a car seat, and you're going to need to upgrade next spring, keep my number. keep my number and
Okay.
contact me next spring, because Epic will still be giving out car seats and teaching people to
Okay.
keep their children safe.
Thank you so much, Lori. And all of that information will be coming in the email. Liz will include all that in the email that everybody receives. So, all right, now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, right? We have some big time winners coming up here. A huge thank you, first of all, to the vendors participating tonight for offering these great prizes, especially after a year that has been so hard for local businesses. So we really appreciate your generosity. Here we go. Okay, ready? Roly Poly's winner is Iris. The winner of the Sweet Charlotte prize is Kim Kraft. The Yoga Parkside is Shannon Paluk, and I'm so sorry if I got that wrong. And the car seat is Anna Wong. And the winner of the facial and scarf is Kelsey Foster. And also, if you weren't with us last night, we gave away portable potty seats. And I was just told we are doing it again. So everybody here will get a portable potty seat. So how great is that? You can just email Liz Vitrano. Her email will be in the chat, and you can work out a time and a day to pick up your prizes. So congratulations to all of the winners. That is such great news. And we have all the information of what everybody is giving away to will be in your email. So I guess we're gonna put Jim's email in the chat there too, and folks can contact Jim that won the Roly Poly. Is that how you want to do that, Liz?
Yeah, just business owners, if you wouldn't mind just putting your direct emails in the chat, so that way the winners can contact you, and then we'll also send you a list of the names of the winners, so that way you know what's coming to you.
Okay, so Iris, if you can contact Jim, if Kim Kraft can do Molly at Sweet Charlotte, Shannon will get in touch with Yoga Parkside, Anna Wong will get in touch with Epic, and Kelsey Foster will get in touch with Epic as well. All right, I'm glad we wrapped that up. That was awesome. Let's see. I think that's all I have to say. So I thank you for a great week, Liz. It was so fun being on here. I actually learned so much. My husband Scott popped on with me for a minute. We have 4 daughters, and you will always continue to learn as a parent. So things like this are really important. So thank you so much, Liz, for letting us be a part of this. It was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And then just a big, big thank you again to our sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Hi, Emma. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York, Best Self Behavioral Health, Yoga Parkside, Roly Polies, Sweet Charlotte's, Kaleida Health, everybody else who has been here this evening, State Farm. Thank you so, so much. And especially to all of you who chose in these crazy times where so many of you are screened out to join us every evening for an hour. So thank you all so much for being part of Epic's Baby and Toddler Expo. Again, my email is in the chat. Keep your eyes on your inbox tomorrow morning for all the links, all the documents, everything you'll possibly need. And stay tuned, because 2020 is not over yet, even though some of us might wish it is. But we have a lot more coming up for everybody, a lot more plans in the works. So stay tuned. And Mary and Scott, thank you so much for giving us your time, your energy, your talent. And I will say, if anybody out there has not heard of Totally Buffalo, check them out. They are incredible. They have a storefront coming. They have Hope for the Holidays coming. And it's an amazing organization run by these 2 amazing people. So please be sure to check that out as well. So thank you so much, everyone.
Let me just interrupt you before you break. We had a question in the chat. Amber asked if there will be other Zoom opportunities like this in the future. I chatted back, but in case people missed it, I just want to say follow Epic on our social media, follow along on our website, and all future Epic opportunities will be listed there, so you won't miss out.
Absolutely, yeah. Epic for Children on Instagram, on Facebook, hero@epicforchildren.org. Thank you, Lori. That's a great point. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up, everyone, and we hope this isn't the last we're hearing from you. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much.